Lux Anguis here. So this is a video about my initiation or finished initiation through the Sefer of Binah. And right now as I'm making this video I'm one of my rawest and deepest emotions right now. It's very intense, it's very deep, and it's all connected to this initiation, originally speaking. Well, as I approached Binah, the Sefer Binah, Binah is the highest sphere of the feminine pillar of severity. So Binah embodies the dark matter, or the cosmic dark matter, or a dark feminine to a very deep degree. And Binah is also Saturn. It's Saturn that crystallizes spiritual energies into denser forms of physicality, for example, and gives upon you restrictions and wisdom gained through pain, gained through hard work, gained through labor, gained through very challenging phases as well. And as I approach Binah, the archangel Zapkiel is like one of its main rulers, and what you gain through initiation into Binah is like the vision of pain, the vision of sorrow, the vision of time and time limits. And it was very intense for me. The first I approached Binah, I had a visit again for many years. Like it was even half a decade ago. It was one of my relatives from Switzerland, and it was a reunion. I didn't saw these people for nearly like a decade, 9 years, 8 years, decade. It was a very long time, and one of these persons I was very connected to back then when I was younger. And we loved each other on a relationship basis. We loved each other, we understood each other, we had a very great time with each other. Actually, we've created very good memories together, and after so long time, like, we saw it out each other eyes, and it was very intense. It was like a longing in a sense. And I'm sorry that I'm getting a little bit emotional, and I know somebody shouldn't be emotional, and it's like, of course, my own need of professionality, but honestly, I just want to be authentic and vulnerable and not someone that I'm not. So it's like this vision, looking in this person's eyes. It was very deep, it was very sorrowful, it was very like a longing in these eyes. Like, where have you been? Where have I been? And this was like on a relationship level. We didn't saw each other for a very long time, and it's like, people getting older. Saturn's also about aging, old people, karma, shakers, the limitations of time, and how time flies by, in a sense. And when I saw this person's eyes, I just had this deep revelation. Life is sorrow. It can be sorrowful. Living life can be sorrowful in connection to time. Life has sorrow in it, and the sooner we accept it, the sooner we understand it and integrated, I think the sooner actually we can live life in a much more better and authentic way. So I connected to Binah, the dark mother, the great old mother, the crone, that people would like to say it. And, it was a very deep experience, the vision of sorrow. And also, at the end of it, the more I understood the vision of sorrow, the more I understood time and its limitations upon us. And this longing for nurture, this longing for connection. Sephiroth is most of the world that we know, it's already created, that we inhabit. And so, this longing even deepened itself, in a sense. This was more so like on the Sephirotic level, more so like on a conscious level or awareness level, between people, for example. But this longing can have its shadow. The Sephiroths and the Clipodes, the shadow tree and the light tree, are both one. There is no separation. And in each initiation that you get through, be it the Sephiroth or the Clipod, you will get the other aspect as well, if there is the need to a certain degree. And yeah, then at that time when I connected to this sphere, like there was also many timeline shifts also happening. Like I was led to go into a timeline shift, basically. Timelines is connected, I think, also to Saturn. It's very interesting, and there were some things happening around me that I cannot explain with a rational mind. Like I have a book in my hand, and it's like a butterfly effect. The book has changed and I don't know what it is. I don't know what it changed about it exactly, but it changed. Something changed. Something doesn't make any sense anymore, because there was a timeline shift and this matrix around you, inside of you, changes accordingly. And then I also connected like to my soul mother. And my soul mother is Lilith. She is. And I had this deep awakening experience with my mentor back then, when he led me through a Clipothic meditation journey and working to Gamaliel. And his mentor that I'm talking about, you will not find him. You will not find him on YouTube. You will not find it on TikTok or anywhere else, honestly. I've been very lucky, more or less, to have gotten to know him. I had a very deep revealing feelings about my longing, about what it is that bothers me, what is the vision of this sorrow. And it's like it was homesickness. Homesickness. It's a deep homesickness that goes beyond this lifetime. It's an ancient homesickness, a very old one. It's like when I get into Gamaliel, I get like this feeling of it's my home. I know it sounds weird. I know it sounds woo-woo. I know it sounds for people who do not understand or have these deep experiences with these energies, with these entities and these words. Personal one, professional one. That always seems like UPG or just mental illness and this and that, but honestly I don't fucking care. I don't need to explain myself. Other than it's a deep homesickness that some individuals' souls will have the more they explore their path and their darkness. And so I connected through Binah, connected to my ancient mother, through my soul mother. It was Lilith, and it is Lilith. And this experience calling upon her, getting connection to her was like, Mom, I missed you. It was very emotional. It was very intense. I was very, very sad. It's like you see a beloved person. For so many years you were apart, and now you reconnect after so much time has passed. And the love is still strong, as if the first time. It is that kind of connection and reconnection it was with my mother Lilith. So yeah, I basically reconnected through initiation through Binah to the one of the highest spheres and modally representation of our cosmos. I reconnect literally to my soul mother, much more deeper. I reconnected with her also earlier to another initiations, but this was a very intense one, honestly speaking. Like, it has brought up and opened up wounds and memories and experiences that goes beyond this lifetime and goes beyond my wildest expectations. It is very intense to explain it in details. So yeah, I have been led to then to reconnect to Gamaliel, to my home world where I was created from Lilith through other demonic entities and gods. And it is a very intense experience to feel not anymore homesick, to feel not anymore alienated within oneself, these spheres of the Klipot and Sephiroths. They walk on like the Sephiroths more on a conscious light mind and spirit, and the Klipot more on the shadow side, the unconscious, the shadow and the soul. And it was like my longing and experience has been saturated in the Sephiroths, in the light side, my conscious mind, in my spirit, through these deep relations I had with people. And on the Klipot side, it was like I needed to fulfill and experience the vision of sorrow through reconnection and seeing my home realm again, and connect to my soul mother again. And it both kind of needed to, for personal guidance or reasons or evolution's sake, to be brought together. And oh boy, let me tell you, it's chaotic, it's very intense in regards to shadow work, and it's sometimes hurtful, but not in a sense to re-traumatize yourself, but more in a sense to become aware where your hurt, where your shadow, where your blind spot lies, and it will get poked upon, so you can look upon it, heal it, and potentially move through it over the time. And it's not only about power, don't get me wrong. Yes, you will get very powerful initiating through the Sephiroth and the Klipot, but it is also very healing as well. It is a deep, deep healing associated with going down this path. That goes beyond just feeling great. That goes beyond just feeling okay. And positive mindset. It's deeper than that. It's much, much more deeper. You will feel on this path deep, deep sorrow you haven't had ever imagined to feel before. You will feel through this path deep, deep, deep love you never had thought of before. You will feel very extremes in this path. Very deep, deep extremes forms of deep emotions, deep healings, deep ego depths and destructions. And not everybody, understandably so, can handle it. So also the end of this video, be aware that our foundation is built upon nothing. Actually, it's just darkness. It's just complete emptiness and darkness and the void. It's endless in its potential and its energy and its chaos. And going down this path, you will return to it. And your foundation will arouse from nothing into something and into something to nothing again. And it's an endless cycle you will get accustomed to. In your own dynamic of your own personal evolution of your soul. And so it is. We will surely see in heroes again. Lux Anguis. Out. Naga, please, guys.